Hello everybody, it's Mirialda here once again, and welcome back to a big, giant 140 size box from Ami. Yes, and there is only one figure in here, and it is not a 1/4 scale, it's a 1/7. And this video was at least almost 5 years in the making, actually more like 11 years. So yes, I have finally completed the 4 goddesses of Neptunia. So yay, let's get this box open. You know who it is, I know who it is, and yeah, it's there. It's Greenheart. So we'll go ahead and lay this down, and we'll do a little story time. So back in 2014 was when I got my very first Neptunia figure, my first Nep, and she is the one that really got me into collecting. I had 2 figures before then, but this was like, you know, the gateway drug. There is a nice Sunico artwork for the Ami thank you card. Pretty appropriate, since Sunico is the Neptunia artist. But yeah, I got that Nep and haven't looked back. Since then, I've gotten several Neps. I've gotten several Noirs. I've gotten a Blanc, a White Heart. Hell, I've even gotten a non-goddess Vare. But it's been so long. And there she is. Yes, she is finally home. Now, I will say, Vare is probably my least favorite of the goddesses, but it is so nice to finally have this set complete. She is in a big giant box. So we'll go ahead and throw that in there, and we'll get this big giant box out of the way. She actually got here yesterday, but I had such a bad day at work, and I had a headache and everything. After this long of a wait for Vare, that would have been a crappy video for her, and we didn't want to do that. It's already going to be crappy enough when I'm feeling good. So there we go. Yes. Finally, the 4th goddess. I am lazy, so I didn't pull out the other ones, but you can imagine. Maybe I'll do a follow-up in the future. I don't know. Like I said, I'm lazy. But anyways, this is Greenheart, aka Vare. She is from Hyperdimension Neptunia. All of them. But this one may be the anime, whatever. This one is manufactured by Amakuni and is a 1/7 scale figure. She was first announced on August 14th, 2020. She finally released March 25th of 2025. So yeah, it's been almost 5 years in the making for her. I ordered her May 12th of 2024. I paid on March 25th. She shipped out on the 28th and got here on the 3rd of February 2025. 3rd of April 2025. Vare is very expensive. She costs 39,600 yen, or $276.27. And it cost 11,020 yen, or $76.88 to ship her EMS. She only had EMS, DHL, and I think Surface Premium. So yay. DHL would have been almost twice as much, so that's why I went with EMS. Anyways, there she is from the front. There she is from the side. You got a nice silhouette of her. There she is from the back. And the other side with a nice face shot. There is the top of her box. Hyperdimension Neptunia, Greenheart, Vare, 1/7 scale, painted complete figure. Ami and Amakuni. And then there is the bottom. So yay. I'm happy. Like I said, she's not my favorite goddess, and honestly, not necessarily my favorite figure, but had to get her. I was more than willing to pay the Neptunia tax. So yay, let's get her open. Nice corrugated cardboard box. You got 2 pieces of tape and 1 Amakuni seal. Go ahead and pull her pop the top. We have instructions right on top. They are taped to the blister, so we'll leave them there for a moment. Make lots of noise. Inside of the box is just plain white cardboard. Go ahead and set that off to the side. Next up, we'll cut the tape holding the instructions on. And there she is. So there she is in her blister from the front and from the side, from the back. Got her all of her processor unit pieces. There she is from the other side and back to the front. So her base is pretty much a foot wide, a little bit less deep, so maybe 10 inches deep. And she is a major space hog. She has a big giant lance as a weapon. So yay. Let's go ahead and pull out the instructions and take a look at them. Very premium feeling paper. Okay, so we'll do a normal zoom. So if you want, you can do a Google image translation or whatever. If you can't read Japanese like I cannot. You would think I would learn something by this point. But anyways, you put some support pegs into the base, you put her wings on the support peg, you put her onto the base, it looks like, and you are careful with her hair and the wings. You attach the lance together, or spear or whatever, and you put it onto the pole. Then you do more attaching of something, and then you put some armor pieces onto her shoulders or hair or wings or whatever, and she's assembled. So yay. I'll keep this handy because like I said, I can't read it. But we'll do another spin real quick. And yeah, she looks good. Some of the early pictures people posted because of the bad lighting, and I guess it was reflecting off of her wings, but she looked really pink. And I saw that and I'm like, no, it's another Shokaku thing. But no, she is normal skin toned. So there is a separate blister back here, so we'll cut that off first. Or at least we'll attempt to. There's one, there's... The tape is being annoying. And I'm cutting the blister instead of the tape. This tape now, and then this tape. There we go. Pull this blister out. There's Vere's butt. We'll set her off to the side. Strong plastic smell already. Let's see if we can pop this apart. Nope. There's yet more tape. I'm assuming there will be some on the other side as well. There we go. Pop that out. So we'll pull out her little processor unit speaker type things and take a look at them first. So we do see a peg hole there and a peg hole there. They are keyed differently, so they only go on one side. On the back, we got the Leanbox Xbox logo. And yay. Pretty light and sounds pretty hollow. Set that off to the side. Here is a big, giant, clear acrylic support rod. And then we'll go ahead and pull out her wings. Set them down so I can get this put away. So, yes. Oh, stabby. Very stabby. So large. She has a very large set of wings. And you can see the little square effects going up. That's what holds the speakers together. Or the Xbox logos or whatever. And there is the peg hole for the support rod. And man, these tips are very stabby. She's got nice pink wings and little clear effects up at the top. And very, very much a space hog. So now we'll go ahead and lay the main booster down and we'll get that open. Yes, there is more tape. Always more tape. Pop this open. We'll set this blister piece off to the side. We'll pull out her massive dinner plate of a base. So it's kind of shiny, kind of pearl looking paint. It says green heart, and it's got a bunch of green designs on it. Spoiler, a nice little Murialda fact for People's Notebook. Green is my favorite color. And there is the bottom of the dinner plate. If we go like this, it does say copyright Idea Factory Compile Heart, made in China. So yay. We do see a big giant middle peg and support, and it is at an angle, so be aware of that when you're attaching her. Then we've got 2 holes for support rods. Let's see. Speaking of support rods, there is a smaller one. Set that off to the side. We'll pull out her spear, lance, tip, whatever. It's pretty weighty. Again, we got more of that clear square effect, and it's got a peg hole or peg to go into something, and we've got the peg hole for the support rod. Still could be considered stabby, but not anywhere near as bad as her wings. We've got some nice translucent green plastic for the tips and blade part of it. Nice metallic effects on the main part holding everything together. And then we've got the slot that the handle of the spear pegs into. And like I said, that is pretty weighty. Now we'll go ahead and pull out. This is the rear of the spear. So again, we've got some stabby bits at the tip. And we've got some speed holes, it looks like, some cutouts and everything. There is a solid black bar down the center. Again, we've got a peg hole. And yeah, fits the theme quite well. We've got more processor unit pieces. So these are kind of like hip pieces, I guess. Again, we've got more peg holes. And they are keyed, so they only go on one side, so yay. Nice green highlights and everything in there. Kind of surprised that the little circles are not X's, but maybe they're like the rings on the Xboxes, the power rings. And then I believe the only thing that's left is the goddess herself. So we'll go ahead and pull her out, set her down real quick so that I can put this off to the side. We'll go ahead and put the lid back on to contain all the plastic. And we shall look at the goddess. So she's a decent size, and surprisingly she's not that heavy. I mean, she does have weight to her, but I would think she would be heavier. So there is her face. She's got nice purple eyes with the power button symbols inside. Just to be safe, I am going to recycle the recording, so be right back. Okay. She's got kind of a serious expression on her face, which I guess when she's in her goddess form, she is more mature, and she's not the, MMO playing horny goddess that she is when she's just Vare. She's got an open mouth, and it's deep. I just see no teeth. I do see some ears peeking out on the sides. A little bit of sculpting in there, but honestly, they're some of the worst ears I've seen. Pretty plain and simple. Nice fringe. It's got some good shading, highlights and lowlights, different like mint green, different mint greens. She's got some hair ornaments, CPU pieces on the sides. She's got a massive ponytail. And again, pretty stabby bits. And the top of her head is pretty reasonably clean. There is one of the, probably the bustiest goddess, unless you start getting into like Piche or Yellow Heart, Iris Heart. But of the main four, she is the bustiest. She has big boobs and nice separation. Only a little bit of weld up at the top of the cleavage. And just feeling there is like a dent. So that just tells you how big her boobs are. I do see some clavicle peeking up out from under her outfit. You have some armor pieces and some nice designs and everything. Very clean. No slop so far that I can see. She does have a belly button. A little bit of a belly line up by the cleavage. And then she's got a long pubic area. And honestly, belly pretty smooth, not too much going on there. She does have some bottoms on. Going around the back, we see a nice spine line. We see some shoulder blades. We see booty crack. And yeah, nice tight leotard outfit. It is strappy. It clings to her back. But she has the back window. She's got some nice shoulders on her. And I am stabbing myself with pretty much everything on her. So if you do get there, be very careful. You do not want to bleed, because she will make you bleed. She does have bicep length gloves on, basically, with some gauntlets with very stabby bits. Her hands, she's got little armor pieces on all the knuckles. Do not want to get punched by her. And she is, again, holding the main part shaft of the spear, or lance, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm looking, all of her fingers are separate. Hey, finally, something that's not absolutely stabby, but it is quite pointy. We do see some side boob and armpit area there. She's got some nice long legs, showing off her thighs. And I've never seen boots that are only up to the calf in the back and all the way up to mid-thigh in the front. So, very impractical outfit, really. But good shading on her legs. You can see the shadows under the processor unit pieces. And again, more pieces sticking out to the side. She's got some pointy boots with nice bluish green effects, and when the light hits them just right, they're like iridescent. Go around to the back. She does have high heels and the one peg hole in her foot, and that looks like all that holds her. I'm just looking now. Maybe the wings will help prop her up or something. We shall see. So yeah, very high quality. Paint is gorgeous. The sculpt is pretty good. I do wish she had a little bit more detail in her belly. I think that would just not make this figure 10 times better. So yeah, let's go ahead. We'll set her down. We'll pull the base out and tilt down so maybe we can see what we're doing. And let's start assembling. Okay, so according to the instructions, the first step is to attach the support rods. And I was looking to see if they were keyed or anything, but they are not. They're not keyed, they're just cylinders, but they have chamfered the edges at the tip, so it should be easier to put in. That goes in nice and easy, and then the smaller one goes up on this side, right on the edge. And then we put her wings in. And I don't know if there's really a right way or a wrong way to do this. guess since it's just a round cylinder, you can spin it as you need to. And I believe that's how it goes. Let me look at a box pick real quick. Yeah, they kind of go out, and yes. I wasn't sure if I had them backwards or not, but that's how they go. Okay, now we get her onto the base. And it looks like what we do is we route this part through her hair, and then we attach her to the peg. And we remember that the peg is at an angle. So you don't push straight down, you push at an angle. And just to show you, that's kind of how you route her wings through the hair. Obviously, there will probably be some fine adjustments to be done later, but now I'm going to come back down here and seat her foot a little bit better. Okay, that feels, oh, I did not have her all the way in. So yes, she is now fully attached. I don't know if I will ever be able to get her off again. Now that she's on the base, I'll just do a quick shake test. She's relatively stable. The wings do wobble a little bit more, but I'm sure once we get everything attached, stuff will be more secure. Okay, so next we attach her spear, the tip. So that goes over here. I will have to cut that out because that was not a very pleasant sight. I switched the camera. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the spear on now. So we'll slot the peg hole in, and then we shall get the support peg in. Relatively easy. And then next, it looks like we put the other end of the spear in. So we'll go ahead and tilt the camera up. This is not keyed, so I don't think it matters how you put it in. You just line up the peg with the hole and put it in. And there we go. Okay, now we put these pieces on. So they go, one piece goes there on her hair, and the other one goes on the part coming off of her spear. So if I look, it looks like the little circle effect goes in front, so that makes it easy to tell which one goes on which side. That should be, there we go. It was on, but it didn't feel secure. Okay, let me try this other one first then. Honestly, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Time to look at the picture again. Yeah, it shows those in the front. But when I look at the pegs, this one is kind of a house shape. There we go. Again, I've said this in almost every video, but the camera loves to get in the way. Riveting, I know. I'm so good at commentary. Okay, let me maybe spin her to the side. That might give me a better view. Hey, that helps. And that's on tight enough for now. So there's her hip pieces. And then we go with the Xbox armor pieces. So they go up on the pieces coming off of her wings. So this one is kind of like a trapezoid, and this one, okay, this one is that shape. So we'll spin her around. So this shape matches over here. Come on. Come on, get in there. It's almost like it's not the right one. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make life easy on myself. And I will get one of them on without it being attached to her. So this one is kind of a house shape. Went easy on that one, but hard on this one. And then this one should go like that, theoretically. Or it goes like this, theoretically. Okay, so that is definitely the one that goes over there. When you get her, you're going to have to do, you know, shapes and holes and pegs and everything. Okay, can I get this on through her hair with it attached? No. So this one does need to come off. So we'll route that through her hair. Get the support peg back into the base. And we'll get that on there. So we know this one goes on, we know it fits, we know it's a tight fit. There we go. And by George, I think she's assembled. So let's go ahead and get her up on the turntable. And yay, there is together, she is assembled. I do wish her wings were a little bit more secure because they're quite wobbly with just that one little support rod. So hopefully it's a pretty secure one and it's not going to bend or anything over time. Then this one may not be necessary, but as I said before, the lance head is very heavy. And yeah, she takes up a lot of space. Honestly, I don't know if she would fit inside of a detolf unless you have her at an extreme angle. So yay, let's do a spin. Spin, spin, spin. You have a green heart with her pink wings. Lots of green effects and bluish green effects and parts of her hair, mint green hair and all that fun stuff. So yeah, quality wise, very high quality. I do, like I said, think they could have done a little bit better with the support for the wings and her belly region. That's the biggest letdown to me, is the belly. But we'll spin her again, and then we shall do some zoom spins. So we got a little bit of shaky cam as we adjust the camera and lift it up so we can see her face. I'm going to bring it closer, but we may need to move back once we start spinning. So her eyes do have a bit of a glossy shine to them when the light hits them. And yes, the spear has just hit the leg of the stand. There we go. Now let's go ahead down to the bust region and spin that. Yep, she's got good shape to her body, good curves. And I am so happy that she's not pink. She's got a normal skin tone. It may seem a little pink on camera, it looks like, but it may just be the way it looks on camera. Again, someone had said that it's like the lights going through the wings or reflecting off the wings. So, yay. Okay, move back just a little bit and zoom out a little bit and spin her legs. Big giant spear. Lance, whatever you want to call it. So we'll do a normal 1x zoom. We'll take the camera out now. And let's bring her closer. And we'll do some handheld shaky cam. So there she is from the top. There's her face. And her bust region, cleavage, very large boobs, nice curve of the back. Again, people will say it is a broken back. Oh my God. No, just curvy. There's her booty. Doesn't really show off big cheeks or anything like that. Nice legs on her. There is a low view, bottom up. Yep, I'm giving you the pervy angle. So yeah, 5 years in the making, but pretty much 11 years to complete the set. And really, there is no complete set because Amakuni has only made Blanc and Vert. Alter's made Nep and Noir. And Wing has made Nep. And, you know, I think there's only one Blackheart 7-scale figure. I don't know, I could be wrong, but yeah. So technically there's no complete set, but I do finally have all 4 goddesses. Now we'll have to see if I was wrong. Amakuni did make an orange heart, which I do not have. Didn't plan to get her. But we'll have to see if someone makes iris heart or Pichet or yellow heart, or maybe, you know, make Arfoire or make Ray Wrights and her goddess form. There's still lots more Neptunia figures that we could have. But right now, I'm happy to have the 4 main goddesses. It'd be nice if they made a Blanc and a Vert bunny as well, white heart and green heart. Because that would match with my Nep and Noir, purple and black heart. But no, we've got the sisters instead. So yeah, I'm just rambling. I'm happy with Vert. I'm happy to finally have this set complete. I gotta find space for her because she is massive space hog with all the weapons. But I shall do it. I hope you enjoyed. It doesn't seem real that she's finally home. Yeah. Greenheart. This is Greenheart from Hyperdimension Neptunia. She is a 1/7 scale figure by Amakuni. She released on March 25th of 2025. She is freaking expensive at 39,600 yen or $276.27. So yay, I hope you enjoyed. It's a long time coming. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.